Afternoon, people. It's Born and Red. It's Asim and Jean. Where Liverpool end another day with another frustrating draw. This time around against their arch rivals, Everton. Jean, we're getting used to this, aren't we? We're just not starting the games well enough. And I think I'm beginning to think it's not about sort of our preparation, our attitude, our approach to games. This is something more than that at the moment. Where is it personnel? We're just not controlling games, and we're letting teams push on us and squeeze us. We're supposed to be Liverpool. We have done this for years and years and years. But again, like the Fulham game, like the Newcastle game, where teams are frustrating us. And today, in the first half, up until around about 35 to 40 minutes, where we started playing, and maybe the half time came at a wrong time, but Liverpool are not starting games well enough.
We're not controlling games in terms of, yes, we might, Van Dijk and Gomez might have possession of that short ball, but we're not creating anything. It doesn't feel like there's crispness. It doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like we're going to score, which is really weird from a Liverpool perspective. We're used to playing, on the front foot, us gunning down for sides, hustling them, hurrying them, and basically a wave after wave, attack after attack. We give no team any space. It just feels like we're lethargic. It feels like we're tired. It feels like we're inept of ideas. And there's no, like you mentioned in the previous podcast, there's no
cohesion.
Cohesion. It just feels.
This is not Liverpool. Yeah, that's the right word. What do you think about the lineup? A lot of the fan base have been screaming out for Carvalho to start alongside Elliott, then both either side of Fabinho. That is, I know. Look, it works if we're going to have a lot of the ball, but it doesn't work because you feel like Liverpool started with Salah and Diaz in a more narrow role, but I felt like Trent and Shimikas were too far wide, so the centre backs didn't have the ball to them. And the main thing around that is, if you're going to play Fabinho alone, you're going to increase his work rate, and you need to make sure he supplies Carvalho and Elliott. And to me, everyone was too far away from each other, and it played into Everton's hands, where they were just pushing up and squeezing us. And bar one or two occasions where Gomez and Van Dijk came out with the ball and played around with the press and found Carvalho and Elliott on the half turn. But bar that, it was just too easy for Everton to squeeze us.
And I was one that's, in my team, I was one that wanted Tsimikas and Carvalho to start the game. So I was pleased with that. We went with this formation thinking that, it'll give us a lot more control of the game. It'll give us a lot more crispness. It'll also give us, a lot of creativity, which we've lacked in recent weeks. And I thought, this side against Everton, they're not that great. Let's face the music. But they were fantastic today, I thought. We say that, but we missed a lot of chances. If you actually look at the chances,
so did they, Gene.
Yeah, they did. Look, and they didn't. And they hit the post first. They had a few half chances as well. But when you with that Nunes and that Diaz, when you hit the bar with both efforts, you can sort of, the writing's on the wall. Yeah. It's not going to be our day.
We talked about the lack of control and the lack of supply to Carvalho and Elliott in the first half. Whether it was by luck or design, probably to the misfortune of Carvalho and his knock injury, Firmino came on, and it felt like Liverpool telling Everton, okay, it was a case of you have a go and we have a go, and that's what it was. The game suddenly became very open. What formation were we playing? A 4-2-1-3 with Bobby behind the three, a 4-2-4 if you like. Call it what you like. We sort of tried to cause havoc, and to an extent we did cause havoc because we started creating chances, but it gave up more control. They had
the amount of times. I think there was a period in that game of a couple of minutes where each team was getting a corner, and the opposite, the other side, they were flipping counter-inducers every time. 3-on-3. I think it happened about 3 or 4 times simultaneously.
The amount of times we had some corners, because we were lack of any sort of protection for the defence. How many times did you see, Gray run through the middle, Gordon through the middle, Iwobi through the middle? Because we didn't have the personnel in there. And yes, the onus is on the bigger side to win the game. But maybe that's why Liverpool felt, even for Liverpool, away to Everton, small Everton, it felt like the game was too open for us. And that's why maybe he took Trent off, put Milner in midfield, because Harvey Elliott, including Harvey Elliott, we had a 4-1-5.
Yeah, we did.
Call
It was
it-
too attacking.
it was
attack-
too attacking.
It was way too attacking. But the thing was, I think because we've drawn that many games, this was a game which primarily
Yeah.
we had to win. So
Yeah.
I get it to an extent that Klopp wants you to go for the jugular and try and get the win. But you can't leave yourselves that exposed because you can't get beat by these lot. And generally speaking, a draw away to Everton, a derby for us isn't that bad. But we've already drawn that many games that this was a sort of must-win game.
I think we need to just forget about looking at the table.
Yeah.
I think it's officially a bad start for Liverpool now. We were trying to sort of convince ourselves we're sort of reviving the season through that late winner in Newcastle, and it didn't materialise because you think Liverpool are taking a step back and then straight away a couple of steps forward and a step back at the moment, and we just can't kickstart our season, annoyingly as it is. But at the moment, we deserve where to be because there are, there's too many problems in the team, whether it's lack of injuries, a lack of personnel, the patterns of play.
That's the biggest
issue. It's not Liverpool at the moment.
We don't look like Liverpool, and that's our biggest issue. You mentioned patterns of play. There's hardly any. We look inept of ideas. Our go-to players, they're just not there with it. I thought Trent was poor again today. And when you've got Trent, who primarily is our playmaker, and with Thiago out, you're going to struggle, and we've really struggled. But I thought Nunes wasn't that great. Yeah, I know he had that effort. He had that one header over the bar. I don't know where to start.
Yeah.
There's just
Nunes,
so many.
to be fair, in the first half, he had a cracking effort.
Oh yeah,
Cracking effort.
that one, yeah.
But Alisson again. How many saves did he make today?
Exactly, Morpay, that one where McNeil's when he tipped over the bar. There were two massive saves.
And there was one like a 1-on-1. I thought, who was it through the middle? And I thought it was an empty goal, but
Morpay,
it was a Morpay.
Yeah.
But Alisson made himself so big. But look, we have to look for positives. I thought Jota came on, looked a bit lively. Diaz kept on going. I thought Salah had his moment right at the end, and Salah has been quiet, and maybe we can discuss that further on our shows coming up. But he is getting doubled up, but in theory it should create space for everyone else. But at the moment, we feel like we're panicking at times in the box. We're rushing, and there's certainly a lack of composure in the box. And maybe Jota, who's our probably most natural finisher after Nunes, he comes in and starts bagging a few and starts taking a bit of pressure off the others. But look, wrapping up, we just need to make sure, like I said, we stop looking at the table and just start gaining some confidence from some wins, and hopefully that comes to the next game through Wolves home. But yeah, if we get in the car, we get some reception, guys, we'll probably go on a live call. I'm sure there's so many things that you guys want to discuss today. If anyone else wants to come in and troll us, by all means,
You're gonna get it.
So thank you very much. If you're on the way here, give us a like, drop a comment as well. And like I said, if we get some reception in the car, we'll try to do a live call going home on the road, special one if you like. So thank you very much, and hopefully it's a bit more positive on Saturday. Take care.